are some of the more underappreciated Hail Marys of all time? We all know about Roger Staubach throwing one deep, and of course Aaron Rodgers. Those are the famous ones. But how about some of the others? Here are 5 forgotten Hail Marys to just get you excited for tonight's
Let's do it.
And maybe another one this evening. At number 5, we're headed back to week 3 of the 2000 season, where the Jets and Bills faced off.
All right.
Tied at 14 with 4 seconds left in the first half, and this is Vinny Testaverde. End of the half, takes the snap and just fires one into the end zone into a herd of 4 Buffalo Bills defenders. And it's caught by a Jet. That Jet is Marcus Coleman, who, guess what, is a defensive back. The Jets put in a cornerback to go in there and try to catch the Hail Mary, and he did. The Jets would go on to win 27-14, but it all happened right there at the end of the half amidst a sea of Bills. Marcus Coleman.
Looked pretty familiar with 3 Bills jumping up to get it, and then he didn't get it down.
Sorry, Bills.
This would be like putting Jalen Ramsey in or Jamal Adams to catch a Hail Mary pass. Unbelievable play. And at number 4, part of celebrating the underappreciated, Peter, I think, is ones that ended the half like that. You know, second quarter, game's not even over, but the optics are still great. 2016, Week 17 matchup, Bengals-Browns, AFC North 2, and again, the second quarter. We got Andy Dalton, and we got A.J. Green, and I think maybe the most physically impressive Hail Mary of all time. Watch what happens here. It's going to be deflected, and he is ripped down by his neck and headlocked and put in a sleeper hold and still brings it in. Remember, once it's deflected, there's no pass interference. Yeah. So these guys do the right thing and start ripping AJ down by his Adam's apple, and he still brings it in. And then there's just sort of anticlimactic, all right, let's go to halftime. Let's go to halftime. That's all. There's no, well, we won, we're gonna, Blake Shelton's going crazy. No, I'm just going to halftime. I love the second quarter ones. We got it!
Oh my God.
What I just saw, incredible. AJ, amazing Hail Mary.
Don't ever forget how good AJ Green has been and still can be. Moving on to number 3. Let's go back to 2001, Week 8, Bears versus Browns. After a touchdown and recovering an onside kick, the Bears have one last shot. They're down by 1 score, 8 seconds left. That's Shane Matthews.
Of course it is.
Heaving one up for the game. Remember David Terrell?
Yes, Michigan.
Michigan knocks it, and it's done. And running back James Allen catches it to tie the game. Go into overtime, and the Bears would eventually win that one with a Mike Brown pick 6.
Yep.
And one of the craziest games of that fun Bears season was Shane Matthews. But look at the running back here, diving over a tight end to make the catch, deflected at the end of the game. The Browns lost some crazy games in their early history, but they also won one, Kyle. What do you got?
Well, the week prior, the Bears also had a walk-off pick 6 by Mike Brown. I was at that game that we just saw
Browns-Bears?
During my real-world period being filmed walking around. They hit footage of that, much crazier than that, believe me. Keep it buried. Number 2 on our list of the most underrated, non-talked about Hail Marys. Look, we love Cordell Stewart and Doug Flutie and all those. You've seen those a million times. You forget these ones, especially 1999, Week 8. Browns again! Browns were looking for their first win ever as an expansion team after they were reforged in Baltimore. Tim Couch, number 1 overall pick, Week 8, 1999, in the Superdome. Look at the turf. He's just going to rear back and chuck this thing right out of
that ball goes.
Kentucky. It scrapes the top of the Superdome. 2 seconds left. He avoids a blitz. And they got it! Kevin Johnson. And I think, Nate, there's some toe drag swag going on here.
Toe drag swag?
Watch, it's a Hail Mary toe drag swag. Got it, and got the double eyes. Johnson said he was watching the big screen during the play and made his way into the end zone once he saw the Couch throwing it.
Look at Ditka.
Look at Ditka. Saints Ditka. Just absolutely shattered right there. Again, that was the first Browns win ever after the team was taken away and they were brought back in ridiculous form. Unbelievable. Browns figuring big in this, Peter.
It's unbelievable, at least to number 1, our most underrated Hail Mary in NFL history. Let's go to Week 10
Where are we going?
Of 2010. Jacksonville Jaguars are hosting the Houston Texans. Kind of a game you might forget. It's a game tied, 3 seconds left, and there's no better way to experience it than with Gus Johnson on the call. Take it away, Gus.
Garrard steps up, fires, Mike Sims Walker, knocked down.
Oh, he caught it! Oh, unbelievable! Mike Thomas, touchdown Jags! Ball game, 50 yards! Whoa!
Gus. I would argue Gus should be on the call for every Hail Mary. I loved Iron Eagle's call. It was fantastic, and Charles Davis was great. If we could just get Gus for every single Hail Mary, though,
right.
the world might be a better place.
Where does Mike Sims Walker figure in the hierarchy of Adam Morrison, Gus Johnson calls, Steph Curry? I haven't thought of Mike Sims Walker in a long time.
No.
And he's critical on that play. It was a bump set spike.
He's knocked in. All right, so there's our top 5 underappreciated, underrated ones. Did we miss one? Did we miss one? Let us know at Good Morning Football. Were there any that didn't make the cut?
First, there's plenty that didn't make the cut. I would ask you, Peter, of the 5 that we showed, do you have a favorite? At the end of Toe Drag or Angry Runs, we pick a favorite. Who should get the T-shirt or the scepter for this?
I'm all about context. So you know the Browns getting their first franchise victory ever in the Superdome and getting it on a Tim Couch Hail Mary that's been deflected, of course. I'm going to go with the Browns one.
If it was the last year, there was no shot of Mike Ditka, you wouldn't like it. You just like the nostalgia. I'm going with A.J. Green. A.J. Green, 2 feet down, back of the end zone, totally anticlimactic, has no legs. No one else is running that play today. They're all running the famous ones. But the fact that here we are, again, the Browns all over this thing.
Yeah.
Dalton
Both
gives
sides
the best throw possible, both sides of it. And A.J., just one more time for A.J. Green. We don't know the future of A.J. Green right now, Peter. We don't know the present, really. But this is one of his finest moments of all time. Nate, get into it.
Let me ask you a question, and I don't know if this counts as a Hail Mary. Remember when Randy Moss caught a ball right before halftime?
Yes.
I was on the sideline, I saw it. It was a Hail Mary for us. He just flipped it over his shoulder. So he was being tackled while he flipped it over his shoulder to Mo Williams. We run into halftime after scoring what is like a Hail Mary kind of pitch back.
Yes.
What would you
Does that count as a Hail Mary?
These are about Hopkinsian type Hail Marys where you
Great play.
high point it. Nate, that play is its own different universe. I know it well.
It's weird.
But in the Hopkinsian world, I think these are the
Hopkinsian.
underappreciated. Hopkinsian, yes.
Love a Hopkinsian
Nukian.
world.
Love the Hopkinsian.